The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.
The best way to support the show is by becoming a David Pakman Show member. You'll get the podcast commercial-free as well as audio and video of the bonus show hosted by producer Louis Motamedi, and brand new feature, full 1-hour commercial-free television shows. Instead of watching those 3 to 5 minute segments on YouTube, you can just get the entire show, one long file, no commercials. Great stuff, Louis. People are absolutely loving it. The feedback is incredible.
It's the ultimate member benefit.
It's the obvious member benefit, and it's too bad it took this long to implement.
Why is that?
Yeah, it's a long story. All right, I was talking to a couple people about so-called motivational speakers, and we got into a discussion about whether or not a lot of them are religious. And I started looking into different motivational speakers and came up with a bunch of different information, and I'll present some of it now. We know about the people like Joel Osteen and T.D. Jakes and these pastor-type motivational speakers, okay? So those are overtly religious. Let's put those apart. But what about the ones that are less overtly religious? And I started looking into different people. So some of the well-known ones are, for example, our good friend Tony Robbins, Louis. If you don't remember Tony Robbins, here's a little bit of audio and video of Tony Robbins. This is him speaking at TED.
And everybody in this room, you wouldn't be in this room if you bought that theory, but most of society thinks biography is destiny. The past equals the future. And of course it does if you live there. But what people in this room know, and what we have to remind ourselves though, because you can know something intellectually, you can know what to do and then not use it, not apply it. So really what we got to remind ourselves is decision is the ultimate power. That's what it really is. Now,
okay, so there's Tony Robbins, also known, of course, for wearing really big suit jackets relative to his body size.
And he himself is huge.
He himself is a big guy, yeah, close to 7 feet tall, 6'7" or something like that. So Tony Robbins, not a guy most people associate as religious, but if you start doing a little bit of research, Robbins does allude to his belief in God quite a bit. In his book Unlimited Power, he talks about the grand complexity of life as evidence of an intelligent designer of some kind. So again, not overtly religious, but religion definitely a factor there. Then let's go to Les Brown. Les Brown is a guy who, former, I believe, Ohio congressman, maybe current Ohio state legislature member. Not totally sure about that. Here's some video of him, again, not known as an overtly religious motivational speaker. Here's Les Brown.
You've got to be bold in life. You've got to take life on. Now, here's something else. You must be positive. See, a lot of people, when things don't happen when they want it to happen, they become negative, and they turn out and start projecting a lot of negative energy. No, you've got to make a conscious, deliberate, determined effort to be positive.
Okay, so there's Les Brown, but again, if you listen to enough of Les Brown, and I did some research, you get him talking quite a bit about all the work he does regularly with churches and how important it is to be working with churches. Again, not a religious zealot per se, but religion playing a big part there. And then last example, and there's many more of these, the great Zig Ziglar, known as a motivational speaker. Here he is.
Got an incredible letter from a gentleman in Toronto with a substantial check in it. He said, my friend Steve Walker is following the wrong role model. He's working himself to death. His family is falling apart. His health is in danger.
Okay, so there's a little bit of Zig Ziglar to give you an idea. And Zig Ziglar, very well known, not only as a motivational speaker, but as a religious speaker as well. So that went a little bit more over. Then let's look at some other people, like, for example, Stephen R Covey, author of 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, or is it 8 Habits of Highly Effective People? I don't remember. Very important presence in his books where he talks about, well, I don't want to say very important, but he talks about his Mormon faith and how it is important to his entire guiding principles, which he espouses in those books. So what's the question here, Louis?
The question is, why are religious speakers, why do motivational speakers tend to be religious?
Well, two sides. Is motivational speaking a profession that attracts religious people, or is motivational speaking a profession where only religious people succeed for whatever reason? What do you think?
I would say the former.
Really?
Yeah.
You think that motivational speaking, by its definition, is something that attracts people that have a strong belief in God, or where God or religion informs their worldview in some kind of significant way?
Definitely.
And why would that be?
I don't know. I feel like they feel the need to, because of their religion, to spread
positivity,
to spread their gospel, to spread good, and to try and help people.
So in other words,
and I wouldn't say that people who aren't religious wouldn't do that, but it tends to be more something that religious people do.
So you're saying it's less likely for someone for whom religion does not play as big of a role in their lives, it would be less likely that they would be interested in pursuing a career of getting up in front of people and talking in this way, which is interesting because there is a similarity between motivational speaking and speaking in front of a congregation, right? It's very clear to see what that similarity is.
Right.
At the same time, though, it could be argued that it is somewhat similar to, for example, be a news type person or to host some kind of show or something like that, but religion far less connected to people who present news and talk to people on the radio or on television versus the connection between being a congregational speaker and being a motivational speaker.
Right.
What do you think? Well, I'll open it up to the audience. Give me your thoughts on this. Is the profession what attracts religion, or is it a profession where religion is the only way you can succeed? What do you think about this?